When I learned how to fillet out an eel pout, it was described to me by a person who ran a resort up at Lake of the Woods. He explained it's the same way as you take a back strap out of a deer. And when he explained it to me that way, it made sense in my mind. I've experimented with a few different techniques. I'm not particularly fast at it. I don't know if you can really clean eel pout quickly, but it's overall quite efficient. So this is the sharpest knife that I have, is this Havalong. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go behind the head, and it doesn't take much with this knife to cut the skin. And once I cut the skin, I have a pretty good idea what I'm dealing with the anatomy. So then I kind of feel where the backbone is, and I'm just gonna go right along the backbone. And as I move along the backbone, I just work my knife all the way down along the dorsal fin. Watch your fingers, please. Go right along, just keep going right along. You can see this knife is very sharp, so it's easy to do it. Continue on right along down to the base of the tail. Now, eel pout are a little bit trickier to work with than other fish because they're hard to get a grip on, but that's why having a sharp knife helps. All right, so I have that cut made on this side, the backbone and along the ribs, and I just peel it off. This is how I do it. Just keep peeling, and as I work my knife, I'll feel the ribs. And then what I sometimes do when I'm cleaning an eel pout is, in addition to just working along the ribs here, you can see it's a pretty nice chunk of meat and it's very white. Anybody who tells you eel pout do not taste good has never eaten one. They might not be the most attractive fish that swims in the water, but it has nothing to do with how they taste. You get past how they look, and you can have some really nice meals out of these eel pout. So just keep working my knife along. And then sometimes what I do at this point is I will switch knives. I might use a fillet knife because then I can just insert it and work. But I think I'm just going to finish it with the Havalong. Make sure I don't get any bones in here. So right there, I can start cutting because I'm past that rib meat. I don't like rib meat anyway. It's generally better not to eat it. It's safer. If the fish is older or bigger, you probably want to avoid that white meat or the silvery color meat because that's where the fat goes and there can be toxins in there. So I'm just going to keep peeling here, and I'm almost free of this side. Right along, I can just feel my knife working along the back. And there's a ton of meat back here anyway. It's relatively thin. Get that peeled out. And just make a couple little cuts here. And then what I'm ready to do now is, depending upon my preference, that's all edible. I might peel some of this away right here. Take some of that off, but now what I can do is just take a fillet knife and skin it when I'm ready. Here's the product after we've taken the fillets off. And now all that's left to do is to skin the fish and eat it. But it's a pretty well done. Not much left on that fish.
Nice fillets too.
And they're beautiful pieces of meat.
I'll just see you doing it.
So now we're gonna finish the skinning. Sometimes I like to hold it with a pliers. It's actually a little easier. Just try to keep right along the skin. There. All right. Let's cut it in half. We'll put this in some milk and we'll be ready to eat.
So now we're getting ready to fry this fish. Let that heat up. Oh. It's my favorite thing to fry fish in right here, frying magic. So I'm gonna put some of this frying magic into a bag, and then I'll be back with you after. I'm gonna take my fish that has been soaking in the milk for a little bit. So there's what you get off of one. Oh yeah, shaking the fish up, shake and bake.
I want at least 1 or 2 pieces. Sure.
Frying her up. Here comes the first piece off the fryer. All fried up now.